briefly, and I'll probably get the hook soon to get off the stage. But while if you could fill out the stress survey, I would appreciate that too.
So, Dr. J, well,
Yes.
you're talking about sugar and the effect on the brain. If somebody, I understand that vitamin C can seem very much like glucose to the body. Is taking lots of vitamin C helpful for the brain as well?
You know, vitamin C, taking the right amount is very important. Our body cannot produce it. We have to get it from outside the body. And I am not familiar with the whole exact connection between vitamin C and blood sugar and how similar it is. So I should know, but I vaguely remember reading something like that. But you know, like Linus Pauling, you've heard of him, Linus Pauling. He was like a big proponent of mega vitamin C doses. He would do, I don't know, 25, 50 grams a day or something. You know, it's like you dose up until you have bad diarrhea. That was sort of his philosophy. I think he was pretty sharp until when he
He
was
got a
dead.
Nobel Prize and been pretty smart. Must have helped his brain.
But so there could be individual differences there. So the as a way to, let's see. Now, don't anyone be mad at me because I appeared on Fox. Okay?
We'll all hold it against
It's
you.
like I took special courses in Hollywood on how to get on the TV. And this was in Chicago. And it was really cold. It was around Thanksgiving. It was actually a month. They taped it in advance because of some mix-up or whatever. But Chicago is the third biggest TV watching place in the country. So I've been in New York, I've been in Chicago. But anyway, this was in Chicago. So I'm going to have you watch this, and then I'm going to quiz you if it's okay. We're testing your short-term memory.
Okay, here we go.
All right? Is it going to be loud enough? Yeah, you can take notes.
Pay attention.
This is Good Day Chicago.
November is Alzheimer's Awareness Month, and joining us this morning is Dr. Jay Sordean, a natural medicine practitioner, doctor. And Dr. Jay, good to have you with us.
As you know, Ronald Reagan, Margaret Thatcher, and Nelson Mandela all had Alzheimer's. You don't have to be famous to get Alzheimer's because 1 in 8 Americans has Alzheimer's. My heart goes out to them because
Pay attention to this.
It's tragic. So we have to work to prevent it.
Give me a minute.
There are actually ways that can make people more susceptible to the disease that you want to kind of stay away from. Let's run down that list.
So number 1, we call it John Belushi. He was a very large man, a comedian. Alzheimer's, no joking matter though. Fat, the more fat you have in the body, this is 5 pounds of fat. You want to hold it?
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
And so the more fat you have in the body, the smaller your brain becomes. So it's very important to deal with the obesity issue.
Yeah.
Number 2, we call the Prince Charles. Prince Charles, some of those pictures show sort of bad teeth, but if your teeth are inflamed or have an infection, that can go up into the sinuses, cause sinus infection, and then eventually cause leaky brain syndrome, which damages the brain.
Which is
so very
blood-brain barrier.
important to take care of your dental health.
I never knew that. Great tip.
Number 3, we call the Three Stooges. Now, when I was growing up, I used to watch them. They're very funny, slapstick comedy. They had lots of blows to the head in various ways, but those cumulative traumas can create problems in later life. So they have to be taken seriously. So you can put like on special helmets and all, which is being done now in all kinds of sports. They're much more careful about how we take care of the brain.
And blows to the head, even small ones, can influence the meninges. That's not going to be on the quiz.
People trivialize those, but if this was your brain, and a 15-mile-an-hour impact whiplash injury is going to be like this. Right. So it's actually more serious than we think. So taking care of that's very important.
All right. So those are some things that can happen. So what are some things you should do proactively?
So I have something called Dr. J's brain formula. B stands for blood circulation. Taking care of getting blood to your brain is very important. We use neurologic relief center technique. We use acupuncture and other methods. Number 2, removing toxins. There are many neurotoxic chemicals and heavy metals in the environment. Getting those out of the body is very important. Number 3, avoiding sugar. Type 3 diabetes is Alzheimer's. That's what it's called now. So avoiding sugar is very important. Number 4, I stands for inflammation, dealing with inflammation in the teeth, and the joints, other areas. And number 5, Corey, is names.
Okay.
And did you see us look away there?
When you first,
So the people at the cameras are going like this is like time, or I didn't know the signals, you know. So I'm looking, it's like, does that mean I have to stop or what, you know? And he's looking over there, but we went ahead anyway. But anyway, this is like insider kind of info, like backstage stuff for you here. Okay, so N is names. Okay, we're going to replay that so you can see me like spacing off in the distance. It's not because there was a huge audience that was cheering me on or anything. No. This was just
teeth, and the joints, other areas. And number 5, Corey, is names.
Okay.
Remembering names.
Yeah.
When you first meet someone, all the names in a different part of your brain keep your brain healthy. So remembering names when you first meet someone is a great idea.
So I try to do that. A lot of people say remembering names is like, I can't remember names. They say that. And years ago, I read this book about how to better remember names. And the first thing you say is, I can remember names. You have to give yourself positive feedback. And so don't ever tell yourself you can't remember them. Just say, I work on remembering names all the time. Okay, anyway, remembering names, because when we do that, it lights up all these different parts of the brain, different areas. Like someone's name may be like your aunt's name, or your uncle's, or maybe a parent's name. And so the moment you hear that name, all of a sudden all these associations are going on in the brain. That maybe smells, or you remember a holiday that you spent with those people. So it's lighting up. So the more you can, when you meet somebody, the more you can practice remembering their names, the more it keeps your brain healthy. And what was one of the first things people start to have problems with when they have memory issues? Remembering names. Yeah, so you want to work as hard as you, and I don't have everyone's name down, I apologize for that. But
You're in trouble.
Alana does, so anyway, practicing names.
So I have a question about the removing toxins piece.
Yeah.
So if I have a product that is supposed to chelate metal toxicity out of
Yeah,
the body,
yeah.
but I still have mercury fillings,
Uh-huh.
is that going to hurt me to take that product?
Mercury amalgams always will break down because you're chewing and stuff. It's hard, but it's not that hard, and so you're always going to still be grinding it down, and the saliva and different acids and things that get in the mouth are going to react with it. So even if you get it cleared out of the body, it's likely, unless those are taken out also, there's still going to be some residual stuff. Definitely get it out of your body as much as you can. Not only these, but where it's stored elsewhere. Most, like heavy metals and most chemicals in the environment, I think it's, maybe, it's more than 1,000, maybe 1,800 or more brand new chemicals that exist in the environment that never existed, 50, 60 years ago. What's this computer made of? Plants? I don't think so. I love it. I mean, I love what we human beings have created. There's all these chemicals that we came up with. It's like, wow, this is... But the body hasn't ever been exposed to those ever before. In the millions of years we've been developing our immune system. And so there are these outside chemicals and heavy metals and things that once it gets in our body, the body goes, what is this? I've never seen that before. So the immune system looks at it, and if the liver, because the liver is a really big area to clear toxins out of the body, particularly changing things from fat-soluble form to water-soluble form. So, do you wash dishes? It's great. Do you wash dishes? What do you use to wash dishes?
Soap.
Soap. What else?
Sometimes SOS.
Sometimes SOS. Okay, something like this, and that's it. Soap and that. Water. Water. Right. And so, I mean, there could be various things, but because there's grease on there, if you don't use like a detergent, it's going to make it more water soluble. A detergent makes water wetter. So that it's able for the water over here, all this pure water, to be able to grab a hold of the other and take it out of the body. And so oils are oil soluble, so it's going to stay in the body until it gets converted in the liver into more water soluble. So supporting the liver's ability to convert fat soluble to water soluble is really important. And the liver is overburdened. It's got so many jobs. Anyone here have like a to-do list? Like 5 to-do lists or 20 to-do? The liver has more than that. It's just so overwhelmed. And so one of its jobs is converting from fat to water soluble. So if it doesn't convert, and this is related also to heavy metals, if it's not able to convert it into a form that can either pee it out, poop it out, sweat it out, spit it out, or cry it out. Those are all sort of watery substances, right, that we get stuff out. So if the liver hasn't been able to convert it so it can come out in one of those watery forms, then the body has to put it somewhere. So it says, okay, let's store it in the ear. No, I don't think there's much space in the ear. Okay, let's stick it in the brain. Oh, I don't know, that's not such a good idea. That, the pesticides probably aren't good to put in the brain, right? So the body says, where can we put it? Well, it's fat soluble, so let's find some fat. Due to recording issues, the remainder of the talk is not available. The rest of the Chicago Fox episode is shown, and then the topics that were covered are listed.
To meet someone is a great idea.
All right. Dr. J, how'd I do?
Very good. Thank you so much, Corey.
I appreciate the tips and the information. I'm not quite sure I've gotten over this yet. That's a shocker.
It is a shocker.
5 pounds of
it's
fat.
good to remember.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.